I believe the campaign is important because ASEAN is right now the second biggest economy in the world. It's home to 1.2 million youth and 210 million youth right now who have a lot of intention to do good work, but there's a lack of understanding and representation, I believe, about involving your personal, private, and even businesses with the UN SDG, the 17 goals. I think this program allows young people like me to engage with their own community and at times to engage with the government and to tell them about the importance of SDGs. And more importantly, to have a ground-up approach to see what the people think about the SDGs, what are the stories worth sharing about the SDGs so that it can contribute to the global database of the My World Survey. It is important to take part in the survey because what the My World Survey wants to do is want to know from the bottom up what the people are thinking instead of implementing what simply the leaders of the world think. So it's pretty much like a cyclical approach where the leaders want to know what the people are thinking, which can be implemented in policies that are affecting those people's life. And one way of doing it is the survey, where we can find out what are the SDGs that are particularly relevant to one individual and his families, and what do they think about the situations that are going on and how it can be improved. So one example that I can give is this time as part of the program, I decided to go to in Kuala Lumpur in one Rohingya slum. And I talked to the Rohingya refugees there, and the reason I did it because they do not have democratic representation, they do not live in their own country. So it's very difficult for the decision makers of the world to know what are the things that they care about, what are the things that is relevant to this community which is persecuted. So like that, there are a lot of communities who possibly do not have enough representation, at least in terms of what does SDG mean. And I think the My World Survey gives them a sort of voice and lets the world know what the people in the ground are thinking about the SDGs. I think I'll take one from one of the speeches today where I think one of the speakers cited this book by Steven Pinker, where the message is that things might seem grim, things might seem like it's not going where we want it to go, and maybe at times we feel that there's no hope, but things have turned better. There's data showing that things have turned better over time, and it can get better as long as we are involved, as long as we want to make a difference. And I would say that at least the youth, not only in ASEAN but worldwide, can step up and engage together and unite together to bring this energy to actually build a community that cares about this planet and the people around it, instead of simply having a life which is just simply focused on our personal career. I think that's the message that I'll give, to build a community of good people around you. I think the youth can actually do a lot, and the reason is because they have the energy, the creativity, and most importantly, I think the SDGs are most relevant to the youth because the youth will be living in the prime of their lives when these goals are either going to culminate or in the future after that. So what the youth can do right now is take actions in form of community engagement, in the form of building enterprises, in the form of uniting with their governments and the businesses so that the government and the businesses engage with the SDGs. One thing that I personally do or tell my friends is to spread the good habits that you create for yourself. So if you are a believer of responsible consumption, tell your friends what you're doing, tell them how it is relevant, spread the news, use the power of social media to spread good and the truth at some times. So I think the access to technology the access to social media, and the ability to connect very quickly with each other is something that the youth should utilize to spread the SDGs, and also use their entrepreneurial self to build solutions towards the SDGs.